You're listening to the Cool Audio Podcast, your escape into the world of stories, sounds, and imagination. Whether you're driving, chilling at home, or just need a moment to unplug, we've got a story just for you. So sit back, relax, and let the journey begin. Father, can you take it? You might die early for it. Melody had the urge to hit him. I'm not afraid. I'm very tough. Come, good daughter, call me father. F off. Seeing his smug face, Melody thought he deserved a good beating. Forget it. I won't mess with you. If you're done eating, go back with Rory. What? You want to kick us out? No, I'm afraid Rory will get drunk and make a scene. She's behaving well lately, so I want her to keep it that way. Besides, tell Rory not to hang out with her villain friends. If her father knows about that, he will skin her alive. Justin knew Melody's character now, so he felt he could entrust Rory to her care. Don't call her friends villains. They are good guys. Although she had no feelings for Lin Heng, she didn't want Justin to call him a villain. Other than his weird personality, Lin Heng was a good guy and didn't do anything to hurt people. Whoa, only a few days with her and you've contracted it. Do you think it's bird flu that we contracted? You're the president of a company, so you must mind your language. Forget it. I don't want to bicker with you. You can go on for one night. Justin admitted defeat and returned to his seat with wine. Despite her bickering with Justin, Melody still followed his advice and brought Rory back to their dorm room quite early. These seniors badgered me with lectures. I shouldn't have gone there. On their way back, Rory complained about the lectures from her seniors in the Cooper family. It means they care for you. If they didn't, they'd never mind what you do. Be content with what you have, Melody comforted her. That's true. I know they care for me more than my father does, Rory complained in a low voice. Your dad might love you too. You know nothing. He only cares for that woman and has forgotten me and my mom long ago. My mom was dead for only a few years when he took another woman into his arms. Rory was agitated when she talked about her father. Melody, you know, I've always felt men are not dependable. When the husband is sick, the wife will take care of him without complaint. But if the wife gets sick, the husband will very probably desert her. When I was young, there was an Uncle Cooper in our neighborhood. He used to love his wife, but when she got paralyzed after a stroke, he sent her to a nursing house and didn't even visit her. Soon after that, he brought a woman home and even invited people to drink in celebration of them living together. Their son cried so pitiably. At that time, my mom was still alive. She told me that a kid without a mom is like a weed. Later, my mom died, and I became a weed too. Probably because of the wine, Rory talked about her childhood and felt sorrowful. Rory, it's all in the past. Your mom is now protecting you from another world. I don't believe in ghosts or gods. I only know that death is death. There's no previous life or next life. Yao, as we are still alive, we must do things we want to do and never suppress our desires. So I plan to do something to Lin lately. Do something to him? Melody felt her eyelid jump as she wondered what lousy idea Rory had come up with. Yeah, I must have him. Rory's obsession with Lin Heng convinced Melody that it wasn't a crush. The young girl was infatuated with that guy. Rory, Lin Heng. Melody had been wanting to find an opportunity to explain the thing between her and Lin Heng. She didn't want Rory to misunderstand her. After all, it was a sad thing to know the guy she liked loved her friend. Do you like my big brother Lin too? Rory widened her eyes. No. I feel nothing for him. Melody hurried to explain, afraid Rory would misunderstand her. You scared me. That's good. Melody, don't fight over Lin with me. You can take anything else. I won't take him. Don't worry. Seeing Rory's tense face, Melody found it difficult to explain it to her. As they returned to their dorm room, the house of the Cooper family was still lively. The guests were still enjoying themselves because they were all happy to see Justin safe and sound. Pregnant, Chloe was a bit tired since they were staying up late. Mrs. Cooper saw her fatigue and took her out to get some fresh air on the terrace and drink some warm water. Thank you, Auntie. Don't mention it. We're family. By the way, Justin's grandpa said he'd talk to you. I'll go and bring him. No, I must go to him. Chloe felt it wasn't right to make the old gentleman come to her. You're pregnant, so you must stay put. It's fine. Grandpa won't find fault with you. At Mrs. Cooper's insistence, Chloe rested on the terrace while Mr. Dawson stayed at the table in a drinking competition with his friends. The kids were still wide awake. Whenever Chloe was at such a happy occasion, she wished the happiness would continue forever. Chloe. Grandpa Cooper strode toward her with vigor. Grandpa Cooper. Chloe stood up immediately. Sit down. Grandpa Cooper waved at her, asking her to sit back down. Grandpa Cooper, I haven't seen you for a long while. You're very busy this year. Yeah, there are many changes in the policies from above. I've spent most of my time in the South Sea. You must take care. I'm very healthy. How about you? Is the little guy coming soon? Yeah, very soon. We all look forward to seeing this little guy. Have you got a name for him? Not yet. Grandpa Cooper, would you like to name him? Chloe had talked about it with Jack, and even asked him if they should ask a feng shui master to name their baby. But Jack didn't believe and brushed off the idea with a smile. Chloe had great respect for Grandpa Cooper and took him as her own grandfather. During the year when she lived in the Cooper family's house, she had received much care from him. Once Chloe wanted to eat sour mountain apricots, but it was winter in the north, and there were none. Grandpa Cooper had asked his subordinates in the Southern Army to search for apricots for her and delivered them to her through airmail. So, Chloe asked Grandpa Cooper to name her baby son. You want me to name him? Can I do that? The old gentleman looked pleasantly surprised. When people get old, they were just like children, wanting others to depend on them and show that they are still useful. Grandpa Cooper was very happy that Chloe asked him to name her baby. Why not? You're the baby's great-grandfather. Please don't refuse me, okay? Chloe smiled gently. Seeing Chloe's sincerity, Justin's grandpa accepted the task. Fine, I'll try. If you and Jack like it, then keep it. If you don't like it, you can just dump it. Don't feel pressured. Chloe nodded. We old people like to do things by rules. If the father has a name with 2 characters, then the children must have names with 3 characters. Grandpa Cooper meant that since Jack's name had 2 characters, his son must be named with 3 characters. That's fine. Pudding and Little Bean have 3 character names. Do you want the baby's name to have repetitive characters too? Grandpa asked that because Pudding and Little Bean's names, Delcy and Dina, had repetitive characters. It's not necessary. Chloe didn't mind it. I hope the boy will grow into a man with his father's handsome face and broad mind and your steadiness, calmness, and intelligence. Aiden Dawson? Yeah, Aiden. What do you think? Grandpa Cooper smiled benignly. It sounds great. Chloe nodded with pleasure. Grandpa Cooper didn't believe in superstitions, so he got a name for the baby in this way. He hoped the boy would combine the virtues of his parents and Justin's valor and fortitude. Many years later, when Grandpa Cooper had passed away, Chloe would bring her son to the old man's grave to pay their respects. She would lament, "It was your great-grandfather who named you. He put his hopes for the 3 of us into you. So, Aiden, you can't let him down. You talk about it with Jack and see if he likes it." In fact, Jack had a mind as broad as the ocean. He'd get jealous in some matters, but he was wise with big issues. The baby wasn't born yet, but his name was determined. In the future, Pudding and Little Bean would complain that their mom favored their younger brother. After all, their names sounded as if they were given super casually, but their brother's name sounded so kingly and powerful. On their way back home, the twins were asleep. Chloe lay in Jack's arms lazily. Honey, why are you silent? Are you angry? You don't like this name? Chloe was uneasy. No, I like it very much. Then why didn't you say something? I was speechless from happiness, Mr. Dawson said with measured pace. In fact, Jack liked this name, finding it quite nice. But honey, now that the legal name is determined, can I give him the pet name? Jack begged. Of course. I'll agree if you don't give him a name like Carrot, Little Potato, or Little Lettuce, etc. Chloe was afraid her son would get a vegetable name. After all, he had gotten a kingly formal name now. His pet name couldn't be so anticlimactic. What do you think about Scapegoat Dawson? Wait, why are we back here again? Chloe asked, dissatisfied. She didn't want her son to be a scapegoat before he was even born. Ha ha, I was messing with you. So what should the nickname be? Chloe asked with anticipation. I don't know yet. I'm sure I'll know once I meet him. Jack was already planning his first encounter with his son. Chloe, I really thought you already had a nickname in place. This is a serious matter. We shouldn't rush it. In the end, the couple didn't decide on a name for the unborn little one. Over at Imperial Star, due to her injury, Melody was unable to star in Zion's movie. She had lost her only chance to become famous. However, she didn't regret a thing. Her and Cooper's car accident made her realize that Justin's was a really good, manly man. Imperial Star headquarters. Melody, you should go for a walk and come back later, a female colleague said. Why? Yaru's coming over for a shoot. I heard she doesn't like you, so she might pick on you. It's fine. There's so many people here, and it's not like she can kill me or something, Melody responded with a smile. She decided not to leave, but rather work like she always did. Her other colleagues knew she was still in recovery, so no one asked her to do heavy work. She was really just making photocopies and organizing documents. Yaru arrived half an hour later. She came alone, not even with Rory or any of the other trainees. Yaru, you're here! Come, our photographer's ready, the person in charge greeted her warmly. It had been a while since Melody last saw Yaru. Apparently, she was the most popular rookie out of all the trainees. Rory couldn't debut because the Cooper family wouldn't allow it, so she was still just a trainee. It was Yaru's birthday a few days ago, and she had live-streamed her party. More than 3 million people followed her. This was very promising, considering she was still a rookie celebrity. Today, the outfit she was wearing and the makeup she had on were very attention-grabbing. Without saying a word, Melody went back to doing her own thing in the corner of the studio. Melody, I heard you got in an accident. How are you back so soon? As expected, Yaru immediately ran up to Melody to pick on her. Yes, thanks to you, I'm still alive. You must be disappointed. Haha, what are you talking about? We used to be trainees together. Of course I don't want you to die. You need to stay alive and watch me climb to the top. It was apparent that Yaru was very proud of her newfound fame. She seemed to think that she would be the next Beyoncé. Stop being so narcissistic. It's a disease. Melody was smiling, but threw equally mean words right back at her. Melody, don't you recognize the current situation you're in? Yaru smiled and raised her voice on purpose. Melody, I'm thirsty. Go get me some water. Melody didn't respond, but she was secretly amused by how childish Yaru was being. Why, am I not important enough? Do I need to talk to your supervisor? Yaru threatened. You are super important, Miss Yaru. I'll go get you some water, it's not a big deal. Then, while her colleagues looked with surprise, Melody walked over to the water dispenser, poured a cup of warm water and handed it to Yaru. Here you go. I don't want warm water, I want cold water. Yaru continued to bully her. Yaru's attitude annoyed everyone there. No one, not even Kira, acted like that when they were at the height of their fame. So who was Yaru, a rookie star to order people around? It wasn't the 19th century anymore, and she wasn't the daughter of a rich aristocrat. Everyone thought that Melody would blow up in anger. However, she calmly walked back to the water dispenser and got Yaru a cup of cold water. Here you go. But I'm not thirsty anymore. Yaru smiled again. Then she bent down and whispered in Melody's ear. Now do you understand the situation you're in? Upon hearing this, Melody didn't respond, nor did her expression change. It wasn't until Yaru left did her gossipy female colleagues run up to her. Melody, have you offended her in the past? Have I? I guess I have. Melody nodded. Then you should really stay away from her. I heard she has a horrible temper and acts like a different person in front of the camera. Apparently, she throws fan letters right into the trash without even reading them. If her family didn't have connections, she would never have become famous. Either way, good for her for gaining fame. I'm okay with pouring her a cup of water. It's just water, really. After her car accident, Melody was still bold and unfiltered. However, she had become much more restrained. Truth be told, she was prettier and more sophisticated than Yaru. Moreover, not only was she acquainted with Justin, she was also Rory's only friend. Yaru was obviously jealous about all these factors, so Melody was genuinely okay with her humiliation attempt. To Melody's surprise, however, something happened at Imperial Star that night and changed her life forever. As the day was about to end, Justin held an executive meeting. He looked at the documents before him, but didn't say a thing. President Cooper, Channel X spent quite a lot of money on their new reality show. I heard even the advertisements cost at least 8 figures. I'm sure whoever we send will become famous. Unfortunately, because of the fierce competition, we were only able to secure one spot on the show. What kind of reality show is it? Exhausted, Justin leaned back on his chair. It's a dance show. The male contestants are all famous celebrities, and one of the female celebrities has a very large fan base. Even Weibo's invested into this show. Plus, the promotions have been going very well. What's the name? Justin asked. Dancing Allure. The name's not bad. What do you all think? Does anyone have an idea of who we should send? Justin twirled a pen with his fingers as he asked the group. All the executives looked at each other. Then, someone said, President Cooper, I think the rookie, Yaru, is a good candidate. She's very popular these days. Someone else chimed in. President Cooper, he's right. She has a big fan base for newcomers. A few days ago, she live-streamed her birthday party and received more than $2 million in gifts. I heard one male fan alone gave her more than $300,000 in presents. Are you sure she didn't buy those gifts herself? Justin chuckled, and everyone fell silent once again. President Cooper, did you have someone in mind? We don't have to send a rookie. We can use an established celebrity as well. Let's send Melody. Everyone on the table gawked upon hearing what Justin said. To be fair, most of them didn't even know who Melody was. President Cooper, who's Melody? A gossipy individual couldn't help but ask. Check with HR if you don't know who she is. It's decided then, Justin said as he got up to leave. He didn't even give the other executives a chance to refute. After Justin and Anne left the conference room, the latter couldn't help but say, President Cooper, you're being too obvious. About what? Playing favorites with Melody, Anne laughed. It's a dance competition. Of course we need to send a dancer, or else she'll just embarrass the company. Okay then, you're good-looking, so everything you say is right. Anne had predicted an answer like this. Justin was great at finding a good reason for his decisions. Of course, Anne also thought that President Cooper played favorites because of the car accident. He must be feeling guilty about her injuries. After getting in the car, Justin suddenly asked, How's the investigation going? I'm still looking into it. President Dawson, Dr. Green, and Noah are investigating as well. They all knew, but no one told me, Justin muttered calmly. They probably want to help you without you finding out, Anne said. Of course that's what it is. Dr. Green sure is indifferent on the outside, but super nice on the inside. After Justin was discharged, he told Anne to look into the car accident. During his time at the hospital, he kept thinking about what happened. Something was off. How could a car accident be so quick and clean? The perpetrator died, and moreover, he didn't have any family? After some investigation, Justin understood, just like how Chloe and Noah figured it out. Someone wanted to kill him, and this accident was meticulously planned. Fortunately for him, he didn't die. However, he put Melody in danger. On the night of the accident, after disembarking the ship, Melody said she could go back to the dorm herself, but Justin drove her out of the goodness of his heart. In the end, they both almost died. Therefore, Anne was right. Justin purposely gave this opportunity to Melody. So what if the other executives didn't agree? It was not like anyone would say anything. After all, Justin named Melody herself. Upon hearing the news, Yaru sat there in disbelief. Disgruntled, she found one of the executives that she had previously bribed. Manager Wang, I thought you told me it would be me for sure. What happened? I'm not sure. President Cooper never asks about stuff like this. He was very weird today. Does that mean I don't have a chance anymore? The truth was, Yaru wasn't angry that she couldn't go. Rather, she was angry that Melody was going. What a slap on her face. Moreover, She had just picked on Melody today. Now, she was going to become the laughingstock of everyone she knew. "I can't do anything about it. Don't worry. Since I couldn't get you in the show, I'll return the $300,000 you gave me as soon as I get home tonight." "Manager Wang, it's not about money. Can't you think of another way? I really don't want Melody to go. She's my mortal enemy." I really can't do anything else. I heard President Cooper's friend introduced Melody to the company, and he's currently dating her. If this is all true, then I would be kicked out of Imperial Star if I tried to stop it." Then, Manager Wang left in a rush, not wanting to continue this conversation. "Dating President Cooper? Yeah, right, she's so not his type." Yaru stomped angrily. On the other side of the company, Melody was surrounded by her colleagues. "Melody, are you going to rise to fame now?" "Melody, don't forget about us once you become a superstar." I really don't know what happened. I just heard about it." Melody was still adjusting to the news. "Melody, rumor has it that you've been dating President Cooper ever since President Green's boat party. Is it true?" I'm sorry. I can't say much about that." In the end, Melody decided to answer vaguely and change the subject. She neither acknowledged or denied this. If she acknowledged it and Justin denied it, she would be super embarrassed. On the other hand, if she denied it and Justin acknowledged it, Justin would be embarrassed. Therefore, after weighing the pros and cons, Melody decided to keep their private agreement private. However, her vague answer made everyone suspect her relationship with Justin more so than ever. Soon, the entire company thought that something was going on between herself and Justin. After calming herself down, Melody sent Justin a message. She was too scared to talk to him on the phone. "President Cooper, what's with the reality show?" Justin was playing on his phone when he received the message. Anne was driving, and they were on their way to eat pan-fried buns. Ever since he was discharged, Justin began eating a lot more and enjoyed life a lot more. This near-death experience seemed to be an eye-opener for him. Imperial Star just issued a statement. Didn't you read it? "But why me?" Melody's question wasn't out of the norm. "Because you're the best candidate," Justin answered. But everyone was saying how Yaru was the best candidate. "Wait, do you not want to go? If you don't, I can send Yaru." "No, wait, that's not what I said. I want to go." "Then that's that. You'd better practice more. Don't embarrass Imperial Star." "President Cooper, is this show rigged?" "Rigged?" Justin was confused by Melody's weird question. "I mean, will whoever gives more money to the channel win?" "What in the world is that brain of yours thinking about all the time? Do you really think I'll give money to the channel? If you're disqualified after the first round, it means you suck." "Calm down, President Cooper. I was just wondering." "It's not rigged," Justin responded with annoyance. "Good. Then I can participate in this fair competition with content." Melody sighed in relief. "Fair? In your dreams? You're the least famous person in the show. You don't even have one Dan. Trust me, it's not a fair competition. Your competitor has millions of followers." "I didn't want to compete with her. I'm just happy that I got to participate. Also, the company's not sending me there for free, right? Am I getting paid?" Melody's eyes lit up at the thought of money. "Wait, so I'm sending you to a reality show, and I have to pay you for it?" Justin wasn't sure whether to laugh or cry. "Yes, that's the case, no?" "Yes, it is. Happy?" "The show is filmed once a week. I arranged dancer teachers and a temporary assistant for you. They'll help you out. The company is paying you $10,000 per episode." "What if I win the competition?" "Then you get a $1 million prize. If you don't win, then you'll be right back here, photocopying documents and getting coffee for people." "Deal!" Melody responded with excitement. She was ecstatic, especially after her talk with Justin. Then, she picked up her phone and called Chloe to tell her the good news. Of course, Chloe was incredibly happy for her as well. After their brief conversation, Chloe went on rounds. "Vice Director Green, bad news. One of our patients went missing." "Which one?" Chloe was surprised. Southside offered such good services that patients rarely ran away. "Miss Rue, she was staying in the VIP room." Was she discharged? No, she was still in her room this morning, but when one of the nurses went to administer her medicine at noon, she wasn't there anymore. As of right now, she's still missing. Chloe was alarmed by the situation. Did you search the hospital? Yes. Doesn't Elsie have bodyguards? The bodyguards don't know where she is either. How is that possible? Chloe muttered as she took out her phone and dialed Elsie's number. The subscriber you dialed is not available at this moment. Please try again later. Did you ask security to pull up the surveillance footage? Yes. Did you find anything? The nurse shook her head. Nothing out of the ordinary. When and where did the camera last capture her? Around 9 a.m. this morning, she took a stroll in the back garden. No one saw her again afterwards. No one saw her leaving? No? That's really weird. Technically, Elsie's disappearance wasn't a big deal. Plus, she definitely had bodyguards. However, even if she and Chloe didn't get along, she should at least tell her before leaving. Moreover, she didn't take any of her belongings with her. This meant that she didn't have plans to leave. The truth was, Elsie's injury wasn't serious. Chloe found it weird when she originally checked into the hospital for recovery. She didn't think too much into it until the day of her birthday, when Chloe found out that Elsie had placed a bug on her. It was only then that she realized Elsie did everything with a purpose. After her birthday party, Chloe took precautions against Elsie and even avoided her room. She knew Elsie wanted something from her. However, she didn't know what it was. Let's call the police after 24 hours. If we call now, the Municipal Bureau won't take the case. You have to call now, Vice Director Green. You know who she is. One of the bodyguards was unhappy that Chloe didn't seem to view Elsie's disappearance seriously. I'm just going by the rules. If you think otherwise, you should ask Miss Rue's father to reach out to me. I will call the master. The bodyguard glared icily at Chloe. The latter, however, didn't respond and turned around to go back to her office. The more she thought about this, the weirder the situation seemed. So, she created a group chat with just herself, Jack, Justin, and Noah. After explaining the situation, Jack seemed calm and didn't say much. All the women on Earth may disappear, but she won't, Justin said with content. After everything that had happened between then, Justin didn't feel a hint of friendly sentiment towards Elsie. Noah, we're in trouble if she really disappears. I agree. We all know Elsie's family background. If she disappears in our city, both Noah and my wife will be held responsible, Jack analyzed. The issue here is, what if Elsie did this to seek attention? She's crazy. We've all seen her Weibo posts and live streams. Justin still didn't believe that Elsie would go missing. She may not be the smartest person around, but she had bodyguards following her 24/7. Who would be capable of making her disappear? So, should we look for her or not? Not sure what to do, Noah asked the group. At this time, Jack sent Chloe a private message. Chloe, do you think this had something to do with Fiona? Honey, you think Jan did it? It's a possibility. She's been trying to figure out who Elsie worked for since she left. Thinking that Jack had a point, Chloe responded, Yeah, Fiona mentioned that whoever Elsie worked for was probably very powerful, considering they had such high-tech bugs. But if her people did kidnap Elsie, she would have at least called me. Maybe she doesn't want to get you involved. I'll ask her about it next time she calls. It may be too late to wait for her to call. Elsie is Secretary Rue's only daughter, Jack emphasized. This does seem quite serious. The couple chatted in private, since the incident may have involved Fiona. Naturally, Justin wasn't interested in Elsie's disappearance. Noah, on the other hand, was worried that the provincial government would be on his case until she was found. They all had their own worries. At the same time, inside a private kindergarten. Little Bean, what are you doing? I'm in PE, they're playing ball. Why aren't you? Ethan voice messaged Little Bean. I'm not interested. I'll study more so I can jump to the same class as you. I don't want to be with these children, it's so boring here. Haha, sounds good, Ethan. I'll await your arrival. Little Bean, things in my family have been unpeaceful, Ethan said mysteriously. What's wrong? Something's going on with my parents. I think a pretty lady is trying to seduce my dad. What? He has a mistress? Mm-hmm, I think so. I didn't have the courage to ask, but my mom's been in a foul mood. She's too distracted to even cook for me, so she sent me to my grandma's. So you haven't been living at home? No, I've been staying at my grandpa's. That's why I'm worried. It's okay, Ethan. If you take me seriously, I'll have your back. At times like this, the chubby little bean sounded like the head of a gang. Of course I'm taking you seriously. You're the third most important person in my life aside from my mom and dad. The first person I think of when I have food to eat is you, then me. Even Kenneth only made number 3. Ethan's world was very simple, and he saw things very directly. Come on, why bring Kenneth into the conversation? You and I are different from you and him, all right? Little Bean was a little more mature than Ethan, so she knew they weren't comparable. Little Bean, what should I do? Should I do something? Don't worry, I'll talk to my sister and we'll formulate a perfect plan for you. Okay then, make sure Pudding doesn't tell Auntie Chloe anything. If grown-ups get involved, the situation will become more complicated. I understand, don't worry. The truth was, Sarah and Noah had talked things out. They were like teenagers all over again. Because they wanted more alone time so they could do stuff, they asked Noah's parents to take care of Ethan. However, this kid really thought that his parents were still fighting. So, he asked the kind-hearted, chivalrous Little Bean for help. Little Bean, taking the situation ever so seriously, immediately went to talk to her sister. Pudding, however, was incredibly calm. Sis, say something. There's nothing to say. Uncle Ace is not like that. What do you know? Even people who love each other as much as Mommy and Daddy had to fight off enemies like Bella. Why aren't you worried about stuff like this? Stop thinking about money. I bet if Kenneth falls for another girl in the future, you'll cry your eyes out, Little Bean complained with a pout. Pudding looked at her twin sister with disdain. Delcy, you're thinking too much. I would like to end this pointless conversation. Because of a difference in perspective, their conversation ended quickly. Little Bean ran over to the side, trying to console Ethan. Pudding, on the other hand, headed outside the classroom with her phone to enjoy some fresh air. Dina. Miss L. Pudding greeted a young female teacher who was wearing a gray pantsuit and a pair of black-rimmed glasses. This was their class teacher for the semester. Rumor had it that she was very strict. Why aren't you playing with everyone else? I'm not interested. Your parents told me that you like trading in the stock market. Yes, ma'am. You sure are smart. Thank you, but a lot of it is luck. Sometimes trading in the stock market has nothing to do with intelligence. Pudding's direct words left the female teacher feeling a little awkward. I'm surprised you have such a deep understanding of life at such a young age. No wonder people say you're smarter than your sister. I'm not. We're twins, so we have the same traits. Oh, really? The female teacher seemed to want to suck up to Pudding, but the latter shot her down. Miss L., is there anything else? If not, I would like to leave. Dina, who's coming to the PTA meeting next week? I'm not sure yet, Pudding responded calmly. I see. If possible, can you ask your daddy to come? Why? Pudding stared at the teacher. What a rude request. To tell you the truth, we might be asking parents to donate to a new project. Your dad is the president of GK, right? Your mommy might not be able to make big decisions like this. You're wrong. Everyone in our family listens to Mommy about everything. Oh, really? Once again, the teacher was left speechless. Miss L., how much is the school requesting this time? I'm not sure. The headmaster did mention that each class should donate around $5 million. I've read the bios of everyone in the class. Your family is the richest, so you should donate more. So we should give more because we're richer? What kind of reasoning is that? Pudding demanded as she smiled icily at the teacher, who immediately read the contempt in Pudding's expression. Dina, I am your class teacher. You can't talk to me like that. Miss L., my sister and I transferred here only a couple months ago. My dad donated $1 million to the school already. Although that's not a lot of money to us, it's not like we're a mint, right? So, I really don't like how you're asking our family to donate more just because we're richer. I suddenly have a feeling that neither of our parents will be coming to the PTA next week. It seems pointless. All the teacher wanted was to say something nice to the Pudding and then get her parents to donate money to the school. However, Pudding shot her down so quickly that it not only pissed her off, it also surprised her. Why was Pudding so smart? No wonder the twins skipped so many grades to go to school with children much older than they are. It's not my decision to make, it's the headmaster's request. So what if my family refuses to make a donation? Pudding looked at Miss L with a poker face. Then you and your sister may not be able to stay in our class. You might have to transfer to a regular class. Pudding heard the teacher's words loud and clear. The hierarchy at this private school was no joke. Children from richer families were put into a class called the accelerated class. There was one accelerated class in each year, known as Class 8. 8 is a lucky number in the country. Meanwhile, classes 1 through 7 in each year were composed of children from normal families. These children got into this school with their good grades. Miss L's words were clear. If Pudding and Little Bean's parents were unwilling to donate to the school, they would be demoted to a regular class. What was the difference between the accelerated and regular classes? The difference was the teachers who taught these accelerated classes were all respected teachers who graduated from renowned universities. Additionally, students in accelerated classes had the chance to travel to different cities around the world, such as Hawaii or Sydney. These trips were organized by the school every summer and winter break. Students from regular classes, on the other hand, only got to go hiking around the province. The food was different as well. Students from accelerated classes had their own cafeteria, and during lunchtime, they enjoyed different style buffets along with the headmaster and other members of the school board. Students from regular classes ate at normal cafeterias. Finally, even their uniforms were different. Students from accelerated classes wore cute Japanese-style uniforms, while students from regular classes wore regular uniforms. In a nutshell, students in regular classes only dreamt of being transferred to accelerated classes. Who in the world would want to be demoted? Miss L was obviously threatening Pudding. Haha, interesting. I like this rule. Don't worry, Miss L. I'll make sure to tell my parents every word you said today. With a snicker, Pudding turned around to leave. The teacher stood in her spot, feeling as if something bad was about to happen. That evening, after Melody washed her clothes and was about to go to bed, she received a call from Justin. What are you doing? Washing my clothes. Come out to the door. I asked Anne to pick you up. Where are we going? Golden Panther, Justin answered. Golden Panther was the name of a popular nightclub. Are we going to karaoke? You're kidding me, right? I just want you to get to know the producers. Then, before Melody could respond, Justin hung up the phone. Rory had been well-behaved recently. However, although she went to class every day, she still went looking for Lin Hang afterwards. She had been really into sushi making recently and often made food for Lin Hang. Therefore, she wouldn't be back in a while. Melody thought about what Justin said and agreed that he had a point. Therefore, she changed into a sweater and jeans, paired with a beige windcoat and navy blue boots. It was deep into autumn, and the weather was quite cold up in northern side. Fortunately, Anne arrived in Justin's new car soon after she came downstairs. Everyone thought that Justin's replacement car would be the same black Lamborghini. After all, it was his favorite car for years. However, he purchased a red Ferrari that cost less than $3 million instead. Was he trying to be low-key? As soon as Anne arrived outside Melody's dorm, the latter rushed into the car, and the two of them drove off to the club. Half an hour later, they arrived inside the private room where Justin was. When Melody walked in, Justin was talking to one of the producers and didn't have the time to talk to her. So, she sat down in an empty seat. Only once her eyes adjusted to the dark room did she glance around the room to see who was there. Her eyes widened in shock. They were all A-list celebrities and famous directors that Melody had previously met during that movie premiere. She looked at where Justin was sitting and saw a well-known producer talking avidly with him. Scanning the room, Melody noticed that almost every man in the room had a woman around their arms. The women weren't no-name models or nightclub escorts. Rather, they were well-known celebrities. Melody quickly identified one of them to be a female lead of a new Republican-era spy show. Wearing a black cocktail dress that exposed the small of her back, this actress sat in the lap of some renowned director that seemed to be nearing his 50s. Melody was watching with disgust as the director's hand moved up and down the actress's exposed back when someone took notice of her. A chubby man who seemed to be around 30 years old walked up to her with a wine glass in his hand. He asked with a smile, "You look new. Did you debut recently?" "I did," Melody nodded. "What's your debut piece?" "I was going to debut in Dancing Allure," Melody answered truthfully. "Ha, what a coincidence. I'm the director of that show." "Oh, hi, Mr. Director. You have nice skin even without makeup on." The man was obviously a player. He couldn't stop staring at Melody's bare face. The truth was, Melody had already taken her makeup off when Justin called. She was too lazy to reapply makeup, so all she did before leaving the dorm was brush her hair. Who knew that she would be so beautiful without any makeup on? "Thank you for the compliment. How old are you?" 25. "What a great age." The man's expression became complicated as he looked at Melody, up and down. He raised his wine glass with a smile. "I guess we'll be seeing a lot for each other. Let's drink to our upcoming collaboration." As Melody wondered whether she should drink with him, Justin stood up. "I'll be right back," he said to the producer, before walking up to Melody and nudging the director aside. He looked at her as if she was the only one there. "How long have you been here?" "A while now. You seemed busy, so I didn't want to bother you." "Come sit with me." Justin gestured at Melody, and the director continued to stare at Justin's back as she walked away. She had been a dancer all her life, so naturally, she had a flawless figure. "President Cooper, is she your girlfriend?" Some of the directors were huge blabbermouths. Justin smiled, avoiding the question. He changed the subject. "Melody will be debuting in Dancing Allure. I hope you guys can take good care of her for me." "Wow, Justin, I can't believe you chose a rookie to appear on this show. Do you know how high the ratings are?" "He's right, President Cooper. You shouldn't use a rookie just because she's your girlfriend. All the contestants on the show are professional dancers." Melody graduated from dance school. Upon hearing this, the directors all fell silent, and the female celebrities all looked towards Melody, some with jealousy, some with admiration. "President Cooper, we all thought Miss Yaru would be the one joining Dancing Allure," someone said. Melody knew that he was referring to Yaru. She listened quietly without saying a word. "President Cooper, if you use a rookie and she brings down the ratings, or even worse, gets disqualified after the first round, it might hurt Imperial Star's reputation," someone else questioned. Upon hearing this, Melody suddenly felt like it was not appropriate for Justin to ask her to join the show. What if she caused trouble for him? Pursing her lips, she looked at Justin, who was standing next to her, with complicated emotions. Justin smiled. "I asked Melody to appear on the show for fun, so what if she's disqualified? Plus, Imperial Star's reputation will never be dragged down. We're the top company in the industry. Do you really think I care about that?" The crowd immediately realized that Justin was annoyed by that question. Honestly, he was too rich and too powerful to really care about the ratings of some dance show. They all knew that Justin was capable of creating an A-list celebrity with the snap of his fingers. Gianna and Kira were all testaments of what Justin was capable of, as long as he was willing. "I won't let you down, President Cooper." Melody didn't detect the hidden meaning behind Justin's words. She looked down guiltily and made a promise to Justin, at the same time putting pressure onto herself so she wouldn't disappoint him. "Don't worry about it. We're here to have fun. Let's not talk about work." Justin seemed to be in a good mood again. He changed the subject, and no one talked about Dancing Allure again that evening. The female celebrities kept making toasts at Justin, and soon he had become tipsy. Melody knew that he had already had a lot to drink with the directors and producers, even before she arrived, so she was worried about him. "President Cooper, you were just discharged from the hospital. You shouldn't drink so much." "It's okay. I feel reborn." Justin didn't care. "Chloe will be angry with you if she finds how." Melody decided to use Chloe against him. Hey, when did you learn how to threaten me? Justin narrowed his eyes and looked at Melody under the dim lights of the private room. So what if I threaten you? As long as it works. If you keep drinking, I'll call Chloe. Are you going to drink for me? This is how we do business in our world, understand? Justin teased Melody, but the latter took it way too seriously. Sure, I'll drink for you. Just as she finished this sentence, another celebrity made a toast to Justin. Melody snatched the wine glass out of Justin's hand and drank it all in one shot. That's not... Justin wasn't sure how to respond. Way to go, President Cooper. You brought help. Let's drink until sunrise. The others heckled Melody, leaving her no choice but to drink even more. It was 1:30 a.m. when Justin and Melody left the nightclub. Justin was just a little tipsy, but Melody was drunk out of her mind. Justin had stopped drinking a while ago. He was worried something would happen to her. Before they left, one of the directors walked up to him and patted his shoulder. President Cooper, enjoy. Justin rolled his eyes in his head, knowing that he had to take care of a drunk Melody, and was speechless when he saw Justin and Melody wobble out of the club. Melody leaned her entire body lifelessly against Justin. President Cooper, were you both annihilated? What are you talking about? I'm still alive. Justin glared at Anne. What are you standing there for? Come help me. She's so damn heavy. And immediately rushed up to the two of them and transferred some of Melody's weight onto himself. President Cooper, what should we do now? I don't know. And, what I meant was, where should we go? Justin's Ferrari only sat 2 people. Justin had a lot to drink, so obviously he couldn't drive. So, who was Anne supposed to drive home? His boss or the drunk chick? Drive her back to her dorm and come back for me. Huh? Don't hum me. Hurry up. I'm dizzy. Fine. I'll take Miss Melody home first. Confused, Anne followed Justin's order and drove Melody back to her dorm. Rory was surprised to see them when she opened the door. Uncle Anne. She's drunk. President Cooper had me drive her back. You take care of her. No problem. Rory helped Melody into the room and closed the door. Looking at the pickled Melody, she said, You're good. Has your relationship with my uncle progressed so much that you got drunk with him? Totally pickled, Melody didn't hear Rory's question. She just yelled, I want water. I feel so dry in my mouth. I want water. When Anne returned, he saw Justin was sitting on the step before the nightclub. A few security guards and the manager of the nightclub were trying to get him inside. Mr. Cooper, please wait inside. I'll get you some tea. You can have some tea while you wait for your ride. No. It's cold here. You'll catch a cold. The manager was frantic. If something happened to Justin right in front of his nightclub, the place might be shut down on the next day. I'm a guy, not a little girl. I won't get a cold. Go back in and let me cool down here. Justin slurred out the words. Fortunately, Anne arrived in time and took Justin home. When they got home, it was late. After a shower, he sobered up a bit. As he lay in bed and browsed on his cell phone, he received Rory's snap message. Uncle? Speak. Haha, I just got Yao into bed. Uh-huh. Justin was nonchalant. Did she drink with you? We drank with the producer of the reality show she's going to. You're indeed partial to her. You gave her the reality show and even brought her to get to know the producer. Even a star doesn't get this treatment. No wonder Yaru is mad with jealousy. You messaged me on Snap just to ask this nonsense? Justin frowned at his niece's meaningless gossip. Of course not. I'm just curious. After you two got drunk tonight, shouldn't you have done something? Uncle, why did you send Melody back? You know she likes you even though she doesn't say it. You should have taken her to a hotel, and then you two can create a story of falling in love after a one-night stand. Don't all love stories about company presidents go like this? What are you thinking? It's late. Go to sleep. Uncle, I was serious. You're single. Why don't you... Rory, your father called me recently and wanted you to go to the South. No, I won't go back. I don't want to go back and see him with that woman. I'd never go back. If you don't want to go back, then shut up. The threat was effective. Rory dared not to gossip about him and Melody again. As for Melody's feelings for him, he was a smart man and of course knew it. But His heart had been frozen for a long time now. Would it wake up? On the next morning, Melody sat up groggily when her alarm set off. She only remembered pieces of what had happened last night. "Rory, how did I come back?" "You ran back naked." With her head under the covering, Rory answered groggily. Melody almost passed out when she heard the words. "Are you serious? Don't lie to me." Scared, Melody jumped to the ground and pulled up Rory's blanket. "Sis, it's still early. Let me sleep." "Rory, last night." "Okay, I was kidding." "Then who sent me back?" Melody thought hard but could remember nothing. "Uncle An." "Then Justin?" "My uncle didn't take advantage of you or take you to a hotel. That's all." Melody blushed. "Shut up. President Cooper is good to me because he's feeling guilty about the car crash." Rory was sleepy and didn't answer her. In a good mood, Melody washed up and went to the company. No one knew when Justin would come to the company. Sometimes he was early, sometimes very late, and sometimes he'd be absent all day long. After some consideration, Melody decided to send him a message. "President Cooper, were you drunk last night?" "No." "Oh, that's good. You can start practice and rehearsal in the performance department. The reality show is drawing near and it's a live show, so I won't be able to help you if you fail." "I'll work hard." No matter what, Melody was grateful to Justin for giving her this opportunity. She went to the performance department, but before she could begin her practice, she saw a familiar face. It was Mrs. Cooper. Followed by her bodyguard, she looked solemn. "Auntie, Yao, come with me. I want to talk to you." Melody nodded and followed Mrs. Cooper into a meeting room of the performance department. The bodyguard closed the door and waited outside. "Auntie?" Melody seemed to know Mrs. Cooper's purpose. "Are you going to a reality show?" "Yeah." "Do you know what it means?" "I do." "Melody, to be honest, I brought you here because I like you and your character. If you can be with our Justin, the Cooper family will be good to you. But now, you want to become an actress. You know very well that our family will object to this. Justin's grandfather would never approve an actress to be part of our family." "Auntie, I know you're angry at me. I lied to you, but I'm a dancer and this reality show is a dance show, so I truly want to have a try." "You'd rather give up the chance to be with Justin?" "In fact, no matter whether I become an actress or not, President Cooper will never like me." Melody smiled. "You must have confidence in yourself. Haven't you been close with Justin lately? On the night when you were on the yacht, you were his girlfriend in the public's eye." "Melody, you're a smart girl, and should know that many famous actresses who had gained fame and money still married into wealthy families because this is their final goal. But you can skip this step. If you want, I'll help you. I'll talk to Justin's father and grandfather and find a way to have Justin marry you first." "Huh?" Melody was surprised that Mrs. Cooper came up with such a solution. Marrying Justin was indeed a great temptation since she truly liked him. Seeing her hesitation, Mrs. Cooper urged her, "Melody, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You must consider carefully. What do you truly want?" Thanks for tuning in to the Cool Audio Podcast. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with a fellow story lover. Until next time, stay cool and keep listening.